I honestly can't even handle what happened today. I can't handle all the winning that happened today. But that's a great problem to have. All right, slept in today, 6 a.m. Let's get this weight going. 188.7. All right, so after yesterday, and just being so exhausted in the midday and kind of going a little crazy there for a bit, I decided, all right, I'm gonna start trying to get a little more than 5 hours of sleep every night. And today is a dedicated rest day. I might go and do chest in the gym, but I'm not doing any walk, any cardio. I'm giving myself a complete break there. And yeah, I'm gonna focus on being productive. I'm still gonna go for the sunlight walk because I am the 100% getting sunlight early in the morning after you wake up or when the sun's rising. It improves your sleep so much. You just have to do it. It also just wakes you up. But on the itinerary for today, upload the vlog, upload the short I made, meal prep again, jobs, and then further research and contemplation of content and what I want to make and stuff like that. So let's get after it. Also, this is something, ever since I started uploading on this channel a few years ago, I've always been scared of like the comments and stuff. But I want to say, everyone who's commented, you guys are so positive and I appreciate that so much. And now it's not even, I'm much more used to it. And that's a big hurdle I had to overcome. And it's mostly thanks to how positive everyone who watches is. So thank you very much. And thank you for watching. Bam, edited yesterday's vlog. It's a long one. Well, I'm just here in the apartment. I finished editing that, feeling kind of unmotivated. So I'm gonna go for a short walk in the sun to get the circadian rhythm going. Boom, 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 boom. Getting sun in the eyes to get good sleep tonight. Okay, I just got back from that short mile walk and I'm kind of re-entering a similar headspace. It's 8 a.m. and I'm just thinking about everything in my life that could go wrong, that might go wrong, thinking about solving all the problems at once. And right now, I'm just going to try to be mindful and realize, okay, I already uploaded, I already edited, circadian rhythm, got good sleep, 13 days sober. I just got to make breakfast. I have court today, actually, so I'm gonna have to put my suit on and go to court, and it shouldn't be too big of a deal, but I am being, I don't know, not sentenced, but whatever. That's happening today, but I'm going to appeal it and see what my options are after that. But job, court, those are the only real two things on the itinerary today. And I'm just gonna try to slow my mind down and take it easy because even in the worst case, I still have backup plans. So, gonna make breakfast and not freak out today and take it easy. It's a rest day. So I was just here using the computer, stuck in my head, and I realized that if you can be happy and function well and optimistic and have this sort of childlike enchantment of life when everything is going horribly wrong for you, like everything is currently going horribly wrong for me and has been for a long time, then you're gonna go far, you're gonna do well. And you're not just gonna go far and you're gonna do well, you're gonna enjoy being in a horrible situation because you've cultivated that skill. So even with everything I'm going through, and I have court today, I can still be a radiant person. And I can still radiate cheerfulness, joy, optimism, hopefulness, camaraderie, excitement for life. That's what you want. That's what I want. I don't know about you, but me personally, the number one thing I want is just a feeling of excitement for life and the day ahead of me and what will unfold in the years to come. And it's a feeling I've had before, but that I've lost for a long time because of setbacks, catastrophes, tragedies, whatever, all of it. You know, life really does knock you down, but you can choose to be excited about your situation and about the future, no matter how bad your circumstances are. Even people in prison can manage to do this. So I think you should try to do this as well. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do today. Understand that life is a gift and awesome. And you might not be able to change a lot in a single day, but you can completely change everything in a matter of a year. And that's like 1 or 2% of your entire life. So trying to carry this feeling forward for the rest of the day. For those interested, I dual-wield water bottles. I love these metal water bottles. I love one with a straw, especially for my nightstand, and it's convenient when I'm going out for walks. And then my dish system to always, this is very rare that I leave something in the sink, but I just wash what I use when I use it, and then I get it from here when I need it again. Or these, obviously, meal prep containers, I store them. I don't always have them out like that, but you know, everything else that I use regularly, I just wash it when I'm done and keep it right here on the counter. And I do not use the dishwasher. Probably could, but I don't know. This is just how I do it. Breakfast today: apple, avocado, banana, half a cup of oats, 2 full eggs with egg whites, peanut butter in the oatmeal, and some creatine. Of course, you cannot forget the supplements. And here is the finished product. That is quite a big breakfast. Extremely healthy though, and it only took me about 9 minutes to make. How I typically eat this is psyllium husk first. Then I go straight into the avocado, which I eat with the spoon. Just like that. Then when I eat the avocado, I go into the eggs. I break the yolks and run them across the entire egg disc. Then I'll eat the fruit and the oatmeal last, because the oatmeal needs to cool down and they taste the best last. And that's how I eat breakfast. Also, someone said to put some olive oil on the avocado in the comments, so I'll try that now. Wow, it makes it so much richer and creamier in taste and texture. I definitely see olive oil on the avocado. You're also kind of overloading yourself with healthy fats at that point, which isn't an inherently bad thing. It's just a lot of calories. Wow, that was a killer breakfast. It's about 10 a.m. now. I have court at 1 p.m. I'm gonna work on getting shorts from the previous day's vlog and be on the lookout for employers to get back to me. And that's what I'm gonna do until court. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about with raising your baseline. All right, edited yesterday's short. Got another short from the vlog, probably. And it's all the editing I need to do for today. I have court in an hour and a half. And then I have to get more blood work done. After that, probably go to the gym and hit chest after court. Feeling good. I mean, I woke up at 6 a.m., so I got a lot more sleep. I have not been very active yet today. And that's something, I need to study the difference. I need to study just how big the difference is from being super, super active super early in the day versus not being so active earlier in the day and handling other business before you get out and exert a lot of energy and effort. I think there might be a lot of benefit for delaying exercise until after you've kind of gotten everything sorted for the day. So we'll see what I think as time goes on. It's time to suit up and go to court. Boom, ready to roll. So like I said in a previous video, I'm looking at currently a year of a suspended license with 2 years of probation, but I'm going to appeal what they say today, and then my lawyer will give me further advice on what might happen next and what options might be. But worst case scenario probably will be a year license suspension, 2 years probation. So I'm mentally prepared for that. And yeah, sucks. Really sucks. I mean, I'm not too nervous. It's not a massive deal in the scheme of things, you know. It just sucks. It really just sucks. Just got done with court. I'm stoked. Much better outcome than I thought it would be, but I'll get into that after I change. All right, guys, let's talk about court. So on December 31st, 2024, like a true idiot, I was drinking and driving, and I got pulled over for speeding. Did the field test, didn't pass, taken to jail, and I've been fighting it in court ever since, which there's not been a whole lot of fighting going on. My lawyer's just been delaying it, and he cannot delay it any longer, he says. So this was 16 months ago. I got this DUI 16 months ago, and he says he can't delay it any longer, so it's finally coming to a head. And I was given the whatever penalty today that they gave me. And so there's a year of jail that is suspended, so I don't have to do it. And I will instead be placed on 2 years of probation. And I got a list of stuff that requirements for the probation, and my license will be suspended for 1 year. Now, I have the paper with all that information, and this might sound kind of weird, but I absolutely love it, okay? I love it. I love that there are consequences for what I did. I like that the part of the probation terms are going to be, you know, no drugs or alcohol for 2 years. And if I'm caught violating that, then I will spend a year in jail. Okay, so that will definitely, you know, keep me straight. I mean, I've been straight for a while, but that will certainly keep me straight. And then I'm glad that I won't even be able to drive for the next year, okay? Because I'm somebody that embraces challenge. I bring hardship onto myself. And so when you give me like circumstances that I have to navigate, and there are hard rules and limits to that. In this case, it'd be I can't drive for a year. Now I can map out really how to be most productive. If I could drive, if that was a possibility, my mind is so much more scattered than it is now that I can't drive for, well, it's not final yet. I appealed it, but let's just assume worst case, I get what they gave me today. And I can't drive for the next year. Dude, now I can go all in on all the things that you can't drive for, because I don't even have to think about driving. I don't even have to think about going anywhere. I'm gonna be reading books. I'm gonna be making content. I'm gonna be exercising. I'm gonna be dialed in. if you can't drive, literally cannot drive, not like you don't have a car, not like whatever, I literally cannot drive, okay? I mean, I could break the law, but when you're faced with a year in jail, if you have any sense about you, you're not gonna risk that, okay? I've been to jail. I was in jail the night I was arrested for the DUI. It really wouldn't be that bad to be there for a few days, but even a month in jail, I think would really screw you up mentally and stuff. A year, holy cow. You're gonna do anything you can to avoid a year in jail if you have any sense about you. But yeah, so I am, and this is another thing, in life, if you can turn bad things that happen to you into positives, then you really can't lose, and you'll make the most of your situation. There's plenty of stuff I can do without a license. There's an abundance. It's ridiculous to think that life would get worse because I don't have a license. Life is going to change, and I can either use that change to my advantage or, sulk about it. And a lot of people sulk about stuff like that, but I'm not going to. So, and the fines, how much I'm going to have to end up paying, like court fees and all that, way less than I thought it would be. So I got great news on a pretty bad day, but I'm gonna make the most of it. That's what I've been trying to do in all of these vlogs that I've been doing. So that's the court situation. All right, just got done with the job interview. I got the job, I start in 2 days. So we got that locked down. That's what's up. Also, so I just got that job that I start on Thursday, and I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference. Like my mood right now, it's about 4 p.m. that I woke up at 6 a.m. I got way more sleep, and I didn't go crazy in terms of fitness this morning. And now that I've done things that I need energy for and I need to be, mentally stable for, now I can go exercise if I want. But this is a rest day either way. I'm taking this day off for sure. This is a rest day because I've been going so hard. But that is definitely the strategy moving forward. And going hard and waking up at 3 a.m. like I was doing, that served me well. That completely served me well, for that week-long stretch or whatever it was. But the time for that, I'm going to do that if I can. But obviously work and income comes first. And by the way, the long-term plan here, why I'm okay with my situation and everything, well, I'm really not okay with my situation, but it wasn't up to me. It's a long story. Long-term, I am betting everything on making most of my income through content creation. Right now, I'm just looking at this channel and my podcast channel. And, even if it takes a year, then that's what it takes. I'm okay with being poor for a year to try to get, this content to get to the point where I'm making a few $1,000s a month from content alone, which I know I can do it. I know I can do it. And that's one of the main things I want to document in these videos is my journey to getting to that point and getting out of this horrifically deep, agonizing hole that I have found myself in through one way or another. Okay? And so, yeah, going to be working minimum wage, making ends meet, on probation, working on content, and grinding. And I've made so much progress. I've just made so much progress in such a short time, and I know it's only up from here. Thank you for being here with me and joining me on this journey. I hope you're doing well. If you're not, maybe just try to do some of the stuff I'm doing. It's really not that hard. Don't I demonstrate that it's not that hard? I don't do anything extreme. I don't do anything crazy. And the results, they're stacking. The results are stacking, okay? And they're gonna keep stacking, and I am very excited for that. So I applied for food stamps because I think it's pretty much for someone in my position, and I was actually approved. So for the next 4 months, the government has my food covered, which that is a huge relief. Huge relief that I don't have to worry about food for the next 4 months. But guys, I really need to drive this point home about my situation. I'm feeling great today. Like yesterday, if you watch the video from yesterday, I was going to go in and do the interview I did today yesterday, but I couldn't do it because I was just spent. I was exhausted. I was overexerting myself. You have to be, success in being an effective person is all about how you direct your energy, okay? Where are you gonna direct your physical and mental energy? That determines everything. What are your priorities? Where does your physical and mental energy go? How do you use your time? It will determine everything. Everything only keeps looking up for me, and if it's not looking up for you, it can. And it's up to you. And I'm proof of that. I went to court today. I'm in a terrible situation on all fronts. But it doesn't matter, because how you act, how I act, the effort I'm making with regard to how I conduct myself, it shouldn't matter what's in front of you. It shouldn't matter what your circumstances are. Because where do you want to be? A lot of people want to be rich. I want to be rich. I've been studying wealth since I was 14 years old. I've been reading books on money and investing and stuff. And investing, I started investing when I was 15 actually. I became an authorized user of my parents' credit card when I was 17 to start building credit. I skipped a grade. I graduated high school in 3 years. I was going to accelerate my college education. The point is, whether you are where you want to be or not where you want to be, how you conduct yourself should be the exact same. Because it's only through conducting yourself in the right way and in the way that you should, that you're ever going to get to where you want to be in the first place. And then to stay and to maintain where you want to be, you're going to have to persist in behaving and conducting yourself that way. You're going to have to perpetually be reliable, dependable, competent, disciplined, honest, hardworking. It doesn't matter if you're in the deepest pit known to man. The only time it's over is if you are in a prison cell or dead. Until then, you should act as if you've already made it. You should act as if you already have $10 million. Or you're whoever you want to be, you should already act like that person. Because you're never going to be that person unless you start acting like that person when you're not. Also, I just got approved for another one of these, credit cards where when you start it, it is 0% interest for like the first year. And I did a balance transfer from my main card. You know what? I'm just going to put this all out on paper right now. Okay, guys, this is the entire financial situation. I have $7,500 on a credit card with a limit of $11,000, and that has a 25% APR. I just did a balance transfer from the $7,500 to a card that I was just immediately approved for with a $1,600 limit, and I maxed that out immediately. So I transferred $1,600 from a card with active interest to a card with no active interest, and there's no interest on the balance transfer either. So I don't have to worry about this for 12 months. And each of these three cards are 0% interest for at least the next 12 months. This one, I have not used any. This one, I have overused. And this one, I just maxed out because I just opened it and I just transferred as much as possible from this card to it. Now, something you have to keep in consideration for these cards is how they affect your credit score, okay? This is going to be, what impacts your credit score are two things mostly. And that is going to be, are you missing payments? And that is also going to be, how much of the cards are you utilizing? So it's utilization and then your payment history. Now there's something called a minimum payment, which is you have to pay that every month, or that really affects your credit score negatively. But your card can also go up because it's accruing interest if you're just paying the minimum. So obviously, unless you're paying the card off in full every single month, then you're gonna be losing money and paying interest on the balance that's standing at the end of each month that you have not paid off in full. For my entire life, up until these last few months, I have paid my cards off in full every single month, and I was consistently above a credit score of 800. Like I said earlier, I've been building my credit since I was 17, but unforeseeable life events and stuff and things got messed up and all this. So I'm in a bad situation. In February, my credit score was 790. And now by this, it's not March, it's April, it's dropped to 703. The reason why this number is important is because this will make it so you can qualify for loans. And if you're going to get housing, then landlords look at this number as well. So this number, it's very important that I keep it. You want to ideally keep it, as high, you want it as high as possible. But if you just want to make sure that it won't disqualify you from housing, you're going to want to definitely keep it above 600. Ideally, you keep it above 650. And then that's going to be good for most landlords. But obviously, the higher the credit score is, the better. Now, the good news is, with the utilization, this card is utilized to hell. You want to keep the card's utilization below 30% or below 10%, or you want to pay it off in full every month. That is best for your credit score. So my credit score has tanked, as you can see, because I make sure I make the minimum payments each month, so it doesn't tank that much, but my utilization is way above 30%. This one's way above 30%. And this one, I just opened it like 30 minutes ago, but it's completely maxed out. So I'm going to want to keep I'm going to be trying to get this one. I'm going to knock the utilization down right away as soon as I possibly can, because that will hurt my credit score. This one I need to knock down, even though they're both 0% APR cards. And then this one I need to pay down as aggressively as possible, so I lose as little money as possible on it. But the thing about when your credit score is impacted by high utilization like mine has been, the moment you get the utilization back down, your credit score rebounds to where it was. The only thing that really hurts you long term is if you're missing minimum payments, which I have made sure I do not do because I have cash in the bank. It used to be higher. Now I only have $2,800 cash in the bank, and I've been very careful about keeping this because some things you can't use credit for. And so I have this cash and I use it to pay the minimums, which preserves my credit score, which keeps my options open and gives me wiggle room for if I need cash for something, like, moving in somewhere, showing you have cash in the bank, or, whatever. There's many different things that you might use the cash for. And just today, in the last hour, I got the mail and I was approved for about $250 per month for food stamps. So now I don't even have to worry about that. So that's the current situation with the finances. Oh, I also have a student loan, which is probably something like $6,000. And the interest rate on that, I think, is like 5% per year. That's not even a question in my mind right now. I will pay that off in due time. I'm aware of it. It's not something I think about in my current calculations, though. And so I'm starting this job on Thursday, and I'm only going to be making $12 an hour, but I don't even care, because I'm going to use that money and it's immediately going to give me more options, because I'll have income, which gives me more housing options, and I'll be able to pay the debt down if I decide to take on more or whatever I decide to do. Having that money coming in will give me options and will let me breathe for a second and not freak out so much about what my next moves are going to be. Literally, right as I was about to record this video about me being completely overwhelmed, I just took a step back just now, and I was like, holy shit, look at everything going on that I have to balance and juggle. I went to court today. I found out what the hell's going on there. My finances, food stamps, jobs. I have another interview tomorrow, starting one on Thursday. Gotta do something for court next week. Where I'm currently staying, I have 9 more days. It ends on April 30th. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do next. And with that in mind, literally just before I started recording this, I got a text from the house that I toured yesterday. And he said he'll have an answer sooner than he thought he would if, he wants to move forward with me. And that kind of makes it seem like he wants it to be me. Because one of the questions he asked me is if I knew what spike ball was. Yeah, I know what spike ball is. I love spike ball. When I told him that, he was like, yo, are you serious, dude? There's hardly anyone in this town that plays. And then if I move into that house, which admittedly would be awesome, then that's just a huge shift. And I already have all this other stuff going on. It is pure chaos right now. And I'm kind of overwhelmed because I'm also thinking, I just edited a little more and I'm about to make a thumbnail and I'm thinking I want to make the best shorts possible, because if I get the income on YouTube rolling in, then that solves like literally every problem I have in life overall. And this is what I love. I love it, but it's also very stressful, but it's extremely exciting. There's so much going on. And I guess one thing, none of this would be possible if I wasn't 13 days sober today. You can take that to the bank. And one thing I'm gonna have to make sure I do moving forward is definitely going to be toning it back on the exercise, toning it back on waking up super duper early, because I need to handle life things with greater attentiveness than exhausting myself and exerting myself in those ways. So I'm exercise and fitness and that I'm gonna get back to it when I can, but in this current era, I have other priorities, so I'm changing gears. I'm gonna continue with the vlogs. That's not gonna change, but the fitness and stuff like that, I gotta change gears for a bit. Dude, I honestly can't even handle what happened today. I can't handle all the winning that happened today, but that's a great problem to have. I can't even believe it. It really is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed. I'm simply overwhelmed. Even if I'm overwhelmed, I still gotta have food. All my meal prep containers are empty, so I'm gonna meal prep now. Okay, so I'm timing how long this entire process is gonna take. I'm making chicken and potatoes the same way again. Bake these for a bit, then add chicken and bake that for a bit, and then you're basically done. So now I have to season these and mix them. The oven's not even done preheating yet. And then while these are in the oven for 20 minutes, I'm gonna prepare the chicken. And then all I have to do is put the chicken on top of the potatoes and then cook it for another 20 or so minutes. It's so easy. And this is everything else you need. You need barbecue, olive oil, cooking spray, garlic, Italian seasoning, oregano leaves, garlic powder, chili peppers, crushed red pepper, paprika, salt, and some cheese. So after I seasoned those potatoes with this Italian seasoning, paprika and onion powder, and garlic, I put a bunch of garlic on them. I tossed them in a bowl, added a bunch of cooking spray, and then now they're in the oven for 20 minutes at 400. I have cut these chicken breasts in half after weighing them for how much I want for 5 servings. Now I have to cube them and season them, and then all I gotta do is put them on top of the potatoes and back in the oven, and then this meal is done. So in the same bowl, I tossed the potatoes in. I've cubed the chicken breast. Now I'm going to add salt, oregano, chili flakes, paprika, and garlic. And let me see what else. And then just olive oil, then you just mix it up.
3 minutes till the potatoes are done. I've already prepared the chicken to put on top of the potatoes. Then I just put it back in the oven and then it's done. That is so easy. So now this goes back in the oven at 400 for 25 minutes and it's basically done. All right guys, 25 more minutes has elapsed. Oh, sheesh. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's 5 meals. Oh, and of course I gotta add cheese and barbecue sauce now. Bam, now all I gotta do is mix it up. Bam, 5 meals ready just like that. I can't lie to you guys right now. It's 9 p.m. and I wanna go to bed. And frankly, I probably could. But I have that job interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. Man, dilemmas. I know earlier I was talking about how I'm prioritizing like normal person, being a normal person, like waking up at like 8 a.m. or something. But I really want to go to bed right now, man. I'm very torn. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I think so. Typically, I brush and floss my teeth with some audio going, but I'm not gonna do that today. Just raw dogging it, no audio for brushing and flossing. Pretty radical, I know. Well, that was a crazy day. That was an awesome day. An exhilarating day. You know, only up. It's only up from here. This is only my 13th day sober. It's only up from here. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.